Kia ora koutou. My name is Matt, and about 6 months ago I did something that was really hard. Have you ever heard of Outward Bound? Outward Bound is synonymous, in New Zealand at least, with development for the next generation, those who are in their teenage years or in their early adulthood. But something which Outward Bound in New Zealand does that's a little bit different to the other instances of the organisation worldwide is they also offer adult courses. So adult courses where anyone who is older than the cut-off for the younger courses can go and have the same Outward Bound experience, albeit with a little bit more focus on things like introspection and understanding of ourselves. And the thing with Outward Bound is that it's all about that experience. So whilst I can tell you about my experience, yours could be completely different. Because we're all individuals. I am different to you, you are different to me. And it's something which forces us outside of our comfort zone. So we'll all react in a different way to that. So backing up a bit, about 5, maybe 8 years ago, lose track of time, I first heard about Outward Bound and I thought, that's a good idea. I should go on Outward Bound. And at the time, I tried for a scholarship and I wasn't successful, as often is the case with these things when you're younger. You have an idea, you're like, why not? Why not give it a go? But then you don't get to. So I'd since relegated Outward Bound to be one of those things that I'd never get to do, because I was too old. And then I found that they have these adult courses. So I thought, why not? Why not make it the year that I do Outward Bound? And so I did. I signed up and I went and I spent 21 days in Anakiwa, disconnected from my normal life. And the word disconnected is important in this sense, because you're entirely disconnected. No phone, no way to contact the outside world, no news, nothing. The only thing that you get is a pad of paper and a pencil. And you can of course take stamps and envelopes and things with you, so you can write letters if you choose to, back to your family on the outside. And Outward Bound focuses during this time on the idea of challenge, of becoming able to believe that you can do more than you think you can. This is a multifaceted approach through the experiences you have, but also through the introspection that you do. Learning to understand yourself better, learning to know what your values are and how those values can be leveraged to create your North Star. Learning how you react in difficult situations, whether or not that's through a physically challenging situation or one that's mentally challenging. And also learning how you can work with others who you barely know and who so quickly become close to you through the sheer amount of time that you spend with them. Outward Bound is focused a lot on the idea of experiential learning. And this is something which isn't too unfamiliar to me, being the product of multiple apprenticeships and learning on the job and everything that goes along with that. But I think that the experience at Outward Bound actually reinforced how important experiential learning is for our development and our growth as people. The other thing which Outward Bound focuses heavily on, and I've already alluded to this, is understanding oneself. So whether or not that is being able to know what your values are, or it could be also being able to understand where you find your comfort zone to be and how you can push past that. We did this in a lot of ways, but one of the key examples for me was when we were out on the water, on the Moana, in the kayaks. And this was on the second day, so we still barely knew one and each other. But then we were expected to put full trust and faith in one of our fellow watchmates, as we were told we had to become comfortable with being upside down in the kayak, unable to breathe, whilst we waited for someone to come and rescue us, to flip us back over. And as you can imagine, for someone who's not the most comfortable in the water, that is something that took a lot of doing. Outward Bound for me was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I spent so much time with so many unique and amazing individuals from all walks of lives, and of all ages as well. And it is something that is quite inspirational to think about when you look at the range of people that actually went and did that course together. Spent time out in the Ngāhere, trying to navigate, trying to find our way through to get to where we needed to go, or out on the Moana and the Waka, taking in the stillness and the splendour of the Queen Charlotte Sound, or even when we were kayaking down the Awa through the rapids and finding ways and trying to stay afloat, literally, without capsizing. These were all of the physical experiences, but what you don't realise when you sign up to go on Outward Bound is the physical experience is maybe 50% of what you're there for, and then you've got the mental challenge, the physiological challenge, being able to pull together all of those pieces in yourself to keep on going when you think it's impossible. Outward Bound is about trying to change the way that you think so that you can do that when you get back to your normal life, and you can keep on using the things that you learnt on the course to become a better human and a better member of society. As a whole, if you're considering Outward Bound, or maybe even if you're not, and this is the first time you're hearing about it, I'm going to say to you, you need to do it. It will change you. It will change you for the better. You will not know who you are at the other end of it. And that is through not just being able to spend that time out of nature, unplugged from your normal life, but also by being able to learn more about yourself and about others, and just have that time to reflect, which is so hard to find in modern life. 21 days. If you can't do 21 days, you can do 8 days. But I highly suggest you do the full 21 days. Thank you for watching, and those are my thoughts on Outward Bound. And to the 10 amazing people who were my watchmates for those 21 days, I'd like to say thank you, Here Whenua. Thank you all for the time that we spent together. And with that, go do Outward Bound.